So be spiteful, she best friends with the ops. And you need better stop. Standing on my money, dog. Please don't get involved. Ain't nobody running off. Rules to the basics. I can't be no son-in-law. I can't take the summer off. I make it look good and all, but this is no vacation. All the goons, they respect me and I know it. Watch your words and your tone, you not a...
From the second largest city in the U.S., Los Angeles, California, we've got football as EA Sports coverage of the NFL is on the air. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Huskies of San Antonio taking on the L.A. Chargers. Season is upon us. We've got the gift of the NFL as we're underway here in Week 16. And no run back on the opening kickoff. It'll come out to the 25. They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at second down. But you talk about the defense for these Chargers. They were terrific in the win over Tennessee a week ago.
No matter what coverage was called, they were in the hip pockets of the receivers all game long. I mean, they were running the routes with them. Turned out, they were right there on every single ball thrown and came away with 5 interceptions.
2nd and 6, just inside the 30. They'll keep it on the ground. Jet taking it right down Broadway. And they will finally drag him down at the Chargers' 25-yard line. 50 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. You see a run like that, and I don't know if that happens in week 1 or 2, but as this year has worn on, he has gotten better and better, this rookie.
And so much for the rookie wall. We always hear about guys breaking down near the end of the season. Not in this case. He's only gotten stronger and better.
And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Getting into the act on the opening drive here with a sack. And remember, they had 5 last week.
And they saw that on film, and that meant that they had to get together. Offensive coordinator, quarterbacks coach, offensive line coach, receivers coach, and say, how do we beat this pressure? Because everyone has to win against the defense and get the ball in the hands of the quarterback very quickly.
They'll wind up getting 10 back there as it'll leave them with a 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. From the gun on 3rd down, here's Stroud. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
What an excellent defensive stand there in the red zone. Nice tight coverage. They certainly recognized how important it was to bring up 4th down here.
Fairbairn able to put this one through. And the opening drive of the game yields 3. Had just the one big play on the drive, but that was enough to put him in field goal range.
Yeah, one big play of what they hope will be many others throughout the game. Every team has a different target for the number of plays like that, those explosives that we talk about. That allowed them to put points on the board on that drive. Let's see how the rest of the game goes.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And a nice job there on special teams to limit him to inside the 15 as he's dropped at the 14. And now it looks like we're going to get a timeout here. We've got a man shaken up. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their own 14-yard line.
Hey, Opie. Baylor Tiger.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 15.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
2nd and 9. They'll keep it on the ground. Cartwright. And they'll be stopped at the 28. On a play that started at the 14, they pick up 14. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, that he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him. Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch there.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 more yards there and another first down.
I like the screen being called here early in the game, especially on the opening drive, because, Brandon, when guys come out of the locker room, especially those pass rushers, they are so amped up to get to the quarterback that you can use that against them, and a screen pass is a great way of doing it. A lot of teams against good pass rushing teams, they want to run the screen 10 to 12 times in a game.
They'll run on first down. Cartwright. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. The Chargers at 500, 7-7 on the year. And they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
59. Ready.
On 2nd down now. Cartwright. It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves him with 3rd and 5.
59.
A shotgun snap for Herbert. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Solid opening drive so far, Charles. They've moved this football into field goal range, but you know that they want to cap this off with 6 and not 3.
Absolutely. As one of the better coaches in the league always tells me, on offense, I want their body blows all game long and finish it with uppercuts. Well, here are the body blows right now. He's hoping in one uppercut will take care of the end of this drive.
Ball on the 27. Here's a 2nd and 8. Up the middle they go. Cartwright. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. 42 yards rushing for him on their opening drive of the contest, and it's now 1st and goal. Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll work his way closer to the goal line as he's got 5 down to the 3.
Hat tip to that offensive line. They're clearing some holes, even down here deep in the red zone. And that's a nice pickup on the ground on 1st and goal.
So the ball position now at the 3. Here's 2nd and goal. And play is stopped here. Timeout. It's the defense calling the timeout here. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter.
Hey, ram.
And Johnston sent in motion. They'll try to run this one in. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down.
I think we call that season's greetings right there. He came up, pow! Knocked him for a loss.
Line of scrimmage at the 4. Here's 3rd and goal. And here's a handoff out of the gun. And he'll get blown up behind the line of scrimmage. Back at the 6. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
But when the ball snapped from the 3 down near the goal line, I think in days gone by, we thought many teams would run the football. But on 3rd down in today's game, I expect them to throw it. A little counterintuitive there. They tried to run it, instead spilled for a loss.
So matching field goals on our opening 2 drives.
Yeah, it feels like 2 boxers feeling each other out here in the early going of the game, right? Exchanging some jabs, but none of the heavy stuff just yet.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
Okay, ready?
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends.
Third, ready?
Stroud to the air on 1st and 10. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. These 2 teams all tied after 1. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Now a handoff up the middle. Jet. And from the 4, they get it to the 8 on a pickup of 4.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. And when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there,
trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Picked off by Deion Henry. So they've got the football, and they'll start right on the edge of the red zone at the 20-yard line. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
and think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, you just need the tip of the ball to cross the plane. It's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape with 1st and goal.
A kicker fest so far, all points via field goals. They're hoping to change that right here. They'll try to run this one in. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That's going to go as a loss of 1 on 1st down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Back at the 2 now. Here's 2nd and goal. They'll try again. Try to find a lane, but he finds nothing but defenders. Stop for no gain at the 2-yard line. Now Herbert, 3rd and goal. He's got his man. It's caught. Touchdown, Chargers. A great play there. With touchdown number 20 on the year, and the Chargers have taken the lead. Well, he wasn't the guy they were initially going for, but after going through the progressions, it worked.
When you have plenty of people who can catch the football, you don't always have to go to your primary target, and sometimes that target is actually covered. Nice job coming off of that and getting it to someone who was open.
And a man out of the backfield gets in for the score. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. So, Charles, the season winding down, the playoffs obviously not in their future. As they look ahead to the offseason, what spots do they maybe need to fill?
Well, I think that they like the guy who's calling the plays and throwing the ball. I think that he's a pretty good player. Needs some help, I think, on the perimeter, though. Help him out with receivers, because I think if he gets an upgrade there, his play gets that much better.
Oh, he tried to fit it in on the slant, and it's intercepted.
Well, those have been a problem for him all season, but never quite as much as they have. Minutes. Let's count it up now. A pair of picks on his team's last 2 drives and double-digit interceptions this season. I don't care if you're the best in the game or an undrafted rookie. You've got to take better care of the football or you're going to cost your team chances.
After the turnover, here's Herbert. Johnston on a quick slant. Touchdown! Quentin Johnston with touchdown number 12 on the year. And the Chargers are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Patterson now for the extra point. It's up and good, and that makes it 17-3. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Calling a gain of a couple, and that's going to leave them with a third and about 5. And here comes throw number 1 for the backup QB. Flushed out right. He had a man open, but he missed him, and it's incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
42 yards on the punt, just 2 on the return. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They have to be pleased with the way that they've moved the football thus far.
And why wouldn't they be? 2 touchdowns on a field goal in their first 3 possessions. They're playing so well right now, the field goal probably feels like a disappointment.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 67 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here this first half.
Well, partner, I have to say they called him in the right defense there. Nickel set, 5th defensive back on the field, and they love to run against that because now you typically get a bigger blocker on a smaller defender.
Yeah, because those DBs like you, they want the interception. They're not as worried about the running play, right?
Not at all. I still remember being in school, and one of my offensive line teammates used to say, boy, I'd love to come downfield and hit you little people.
Good run there. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Herbert operating from the red zone. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. It'll be a loss of 10. And it'll bring up second.
Well, that's what they have to do more of defensively, not just getting sacks, but they have to keep getting in his face, not let him get his feet set and deliver. He's been carving them up previously.
Yeah, already has a couple of touchdown passes. About time they put a few grass stains. There he goes, left side. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. his 17th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers take a 3-touchdown lead. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he's probably realizing he should have stayed in the end zone as he can only muster a return to the 14-yard line.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder in the ball carrier, and down he goes.
So pass interference, the call is so tough as a defender, I'd imagine, to time that up perfectly.
It certainly is difficult to get it exactly right because sometimes you're looking at getting there fractions of seconds too early. That one looked a little more obvious. Always a tough penalty to officiate.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And what a big-time play there. 57 yards.
So often when we're watching a football game, we see one with a lot of ebbs and flows, and this one is no different. And sometimes you just need a big play to wake you up a bit. And they get one right there. That shot of caffeine this offense was looking for.
A first down throw for Mills. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. Down to the 6-yard line on a pickup of 6 as he gets halfway to the goal line.
And good yardage there on first down because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
On second down, here's a run with Singletary. And he will take this one in for a touchdown. Devin Singletary, a 6-yard touchdown run. And the Huskies are able to cut into that deficit.
That almost looked too easy, and I think thanks goes to the offensive line for making it look easy.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one. I'm not sure how much everyone understands the preparations that go into a game for an offensive line, because there's a reason that running backs and quarterbacks give them big gifts at the end of the season after a big year. The consistency and the continuity it takes to know each other and execute their blocks is pretty impressive.
This taken in right around the goal line. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. The Charger drive about to get going. And not an abundance of time remains on the clock, Charles, but you would think more than enough to try to extend this lead before intermission.
And when you're talking about extending the lead, I think you're talking about aiming for the end zone because there is plenty of time for that. The fallback is to get 3. But in your mind, you put 6 on the board right before the half. That's a heck of a dagger and great momentum to carry into the locker room.
Herbert on first down now. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Meanwhile, Herbert's this throw taken in by Johnston. And it appears we have a Charger shaken up on that last play. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Again, Herbert. Right side catch. This is Gates. 2 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Now a timeout called for by the defense as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. This is 2nd and 8.
Ray.
Herbert now. And that one incomplete, but now a penalty flag coming in late. That might be PI. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
Hey, OP. Home troops right.
In motion is the tight end Gates. Up the middle they go. Cartwright, and he's only going to get a yard from the 20 to the 19.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
They work now on 2nd and 9. Herbert. This is caught. Touchdown, Chargers. Devin Duvernay from 19 yards away. And the Chargers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
They have really had their way so far in the first half, but they wanted to continue to build on their lead. They know that no lead is safe in this league, so they decided to try their best to get one more as they headed into the half, and they got it done.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively off. Trying to fit it into Moore, but it's intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And he brings this one back. It's a pick six and a Charger TD. Now the defense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And a rout is on here in this first half. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17. Final 10 seconds of the half as they've got it 1st and 10. They'll indeed try to run it out as they start on the ground. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gordon, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. The Charger drive about to get going. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they get the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. 129 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. They'll keep it on the ground. Cartwright, defensively a solid response after giving up back-to-back first downs.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Now 2nd and 9.
Hey, Kappa.
They'll try the air now with Herbert. Open man downfield is Duvernay. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a 3rd here, and it's good for a 1st. Whatever the discussions were at halftime to try to slow down this offense, it has not worked to this point.
Yeah, I have a vision right now of everything that was discussed at the half just being torn in shreds or being erased off of the Microsoft Surface tablets because none of it is working. They are really locked in on offense.
And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down. That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
On 2nd down, Cartwright. And he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. An 18-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers take the opening kickoff of the 3rd quarter and drive right down the field to extend their lead. Well, fair to say they've got something here in this rookie running back, and he's in for the 2nd time of the ball game.
And, Brandon, it's a position where there's often a lot of turnover, a lot of competition at that spot. But he's proven to them that he wants to be the bell cow guy that his franchise can rely on.
Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Mills now looks to throw on 1st down. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
So the incompletion, and now it's 2nd and 10, again from the 25-yard line. They'll try the left side. Jet looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Officially nothing on that one, no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on 3rd down. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
He'll get this to his top. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. But it looks like one of the DBs has it. And they will set up shop in enemy territory at the 42-yard line. Always costly to cough up that football. These defenders, they become so adept, though, at jarring it free.
Yeah, it's amazing that there aren't more fumbles caused because now, if you're an offensive player, you go through ball security drills every single day. It's really not out of line to think that you take the ball to bed with you and just hold on to it. But the bottom line is, no matter how much you try to protect it, these guys are pretty good at finding ways to knock it out.
We're up big, but still not hesitating to take some shots downfield, CD. I guess they really want to hammer home their dominance in this one.
Yeah, that much is apparent, partner. If they keep completing throws like that, they'll keep that gap awfully wide as they've established already.
And some determined running there as he'll pick his way down to the 12-yard line. Another nice gain. That's now 30 yards between those last two plays. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. They'll keep it on the ground. Cartwright. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. A 12-yard touchdown run. And the Chargers have taken a 6-touchdown lead. And let's not forget he had the receiving touchdown earlier. Now a trio of rushing touchdowns. Quite a performance.
Diversification. That's all you can talk about. His ability to do everything leaves him on the field on every down on offense because you can hand it to him as we've seen. But you say 3 rushing touchdowns and, of course, throw it to him where he's caught 1 as well.
And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, we're still in the third quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He'll fire deep, looking for more. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr. And he'll return this ball across midfield to the 47-yard line. Well, they were obviously backed up, had a little bit of space from the goal line, snapping it from the 3, but still trying to throw it, and
yeah, exactly. This is where hindsight is 20/20 comes into play, right? Seems like a good idea to throw the ball there. Maybe you'll surprise him and catch him off guard. Instead, you've created a turnover and put your defense in a bad spot.
It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4. A play fake, and now Herbert to throw. No, he doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. 3rd down. To give you an idea of how accurate he's been throwing the football, we're in the second half. That's just his 2nd incompletion.
Well, if he's that locked in, that means everyone's locked in, because to me it's like throwing a no-hitter in baseball. The pitcher may get the credit, a lot of people making plays behind him in the field.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this will hit just beyond the goal line as it's into the end zone for a touchback. The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Well, it's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. We've seen him break off a big run already in this game, and for a second, that one looked like it might be another.
Yeah, I think that any defense would say, look, we can't let him get to the 2nd level, because sometimes he'll break off the big run on his own, but oftentimes you get additional blocking at the 2nd level, which gets you deeper into the secondary.
5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
Maybe a little frustrating
frustration starting to creep in. The offensive line hasn't done a great job of protecting him in this game, and there he was, hit again as he threw it.
Yeah, another time on his backside, probably starting to get a little frustrated.
Got to keep his composure. Can't let the defense know that they're getting to him.
And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. It goes as a gain of 9, and it moves the chains. A couple of first downs on the drive already, as they'll go from the 47 now on first down. He'll get this complete to Rondale Moore. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot.
Even against double coverage, he found enough of an opening for a noticeable gain. 2 guys on him, yet he finds a way to uncover downfield for the completion.
And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40.
Second and inches is oftentimes an invitation for an offense coordinator to take a big shot downfield because he feels like he can come back on third down and pick up the first down. But sometimes you just don't want to break tendency. Stay with what you are, stay with who you know, and go get the first down. That's exactly what they did.
1 quarter remains here in Week 16. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. From the 38 now, here comes 2nd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Mills. And he's going to find his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 29-yard line. It's a 10-yard pickup, and that's enough to move the chains. Now, this is certainly one of the bigger losses that we are going to see for quite some time. And you have to think at this point where we're at in the fourth quarter with how wide this advantage is. For this offense, they're just trying to end things with a positive drive and then get the heck out of here.
Yeah, if this had been a concert, you would have heard plenty of sour notes in this one. But they certainly don't want to end it on one. They want to put together a few more throws like that and at least have a final drive to give them a little bit more hope as they move forward.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Throw right side, taken in by Collins. And oh, he's just going to be short here, barely. Maybe by a half a foot. It'll be 4th and inches. And they're indeed going to go for it here on 4th down. So trailing here in the last quarter, let's see how this plays out. They'll try and run for it. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed he did not. They stop him. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10 at their own 19-yard line. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And he'll manage only a couple here up to the 25.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The Chargers on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. Oh, a first mistake for him in the ball game as it's intercepted. And he'll take it across midfield and down the 48-yard line. Now they get a 4th quarter pick. A little something to hang their hat on, I guess.
Okay, so let's face it, though. Who's happy about this play? Fantasy guys, right?
Yeah.
The analytics will tell you one thing or another. That was a bad play on one hand, a good play on the other, but it's all about the fantasy points here.
Yeah, because this ball game is over. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now Mills. He's got it to Collins, complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Off the play fake, Mills. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. And he'll get it all the way down inside the 35-yard line. Oh, my goodness, CD. I mean, this defense just continuing to dominate. They're really dominating on both sides of the ball, but for the defense, that's now 3 interceptions for them here in this ball game.
And what a great teaching tape for this defensive coordinator, right? When they go back and review this game, what does he always tell us that he preaches to his team? We're going to lead the league in effort. Well, they're doing that in this game as well as making big plays.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Right. Go.
They'll keep it on the ground. Cartwright. No gain that time, and it leaves them with 3rd and 11 coming up. They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the 1st. Give him 8 yards on the carry, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
Here we go on 4th. Herbert. And it'll find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Chargers first down by a couple of yards as they get 5 there on 4th and 3. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first timeout. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Herbert changing things up. On 1st down, Cartwright, and he's going to get this one down inside the 15. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. And this defense here going to burn their 2nd timeout. But you can also factor in another timeout that they'll get when the clock stops at the 2-minute warning. On 2nd down now, Cartwright, and now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. They've got it 1st and goal in a game that appears to have already been decided. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And they'll get this from the 8 to the 5. Pickup of 3.
You know, when this offense gets down here near the end zone, they're going to turn to their bell cow, and this guy's been a touchdown machine all year. Excellent job stopping him there on 1st down.
The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. The D can only stop it one more time as they take the knee. The offense stays out there. A big challenge here from this far back, but they're going for it on 4th and goal.
Go.
They snap it to Herbert, sliding out of the pocket. And that is incomplete, but there is a flag. And on 4th down, this is a big call. Well, either way, they were able to go back.
Yeah, and it was 4th down. Don't you have to try and take a shot anyway instead of trying to ground it? That didn't work at all.
And as this defense walks off the field, they can do so with their heads held high. What a performance. Well, but by the offense, too. I mean, really, Charles, just complete domination on both sides of the football here in this one.
Certainly was, and I think both sides compete against each other all